Hi guys, this is Sadek from Driving.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to root the Google Pixel 6, 6 Pro and 6a via Magisk Boot.img running the latest Android 13 build. So first and foremost, I would like to tell you if you're currently on the first Android 13 build, which was launched in August 2022, then you will have to flash the Android 13 on both the A and B slots. This is only for those users who are currently on the Android 13 build, which was the first build launched in August last year. Apart from that, if you are on any other Android 13 build, then you don't have to carry out this step. Only the users who are currently on the first Android 13 build need to flash the Android 13 in both the slots in order to avoid the anti-rollback. So refer to my guide and make sure to flash the Android 13 firmware on both the slots. Once that is done, you could now proceed ahead. Likewise, all the other users who are on any other version of Android 13 could also now proceed ahead. So while the routing will not wipe off any data, but unlocking the bootloader will do. So please take a backup of all the data on your phone, and once that is done, let's get started. The steps are applicable across all the three phones, Pixel 6, 6 Pro and 6a. So it's the same across all these phones. So with that in mind, your first course of action is to install the Android SDK platform tools. This is the official ADB binary given by Google and is required to execute ADB command. So download it from the link given in my guide and extract him onto your PC. In my case, I've done the extraction in eDrive. You could extract him anywhere you want. Once that is done, you'll now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. USB debugging is required to execute ADB command, whereas OEM unlocking is required to unlock the bootloader on your phone. So let's now carry out both these tasks. So for that, go to the settings menu. From settings menu, you have to go to about phone and tap on build number 7 times. This will enable developer option. Then go to system and you should now see the developer option. Go there and enable the toggle next to OEM unlocking as well as USB debugging. You will now get the prompt on your phone. Tap on OK. You might now get one more prompt regarding RSA key fingerprint. So tap on allow. Once that is done, let's now verify the debugging connection. So go to the platform tool folder, type in CMD in the address bar and hit enter. This will launch the command prompt inside the platform tool folder directory as you could see. Now type in ADB devices and hit enter. Make sure you are getting a serial ID. If you're not getting ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC, disable and re-enable USB debugging, tap on revoke USB debugging, use the official USB cable that came with your phone, and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out this USB tweaks and make sure you're getting a serial ID. Once you're getting this ID, you could now move over to next step. So next step, we now have to unlock the bootloader. Do keep in mind that doing so will wipe off all the data from your phone and it might make the warranty null and void. So if that's well and good, then you could refer to my guide and the video on how to carry out this task. But let me show you once again. So for that, you first and foremost have to boot your phone to Fastboot mode. For booting to Fastboot mode, open the CMD window inside platform tools folder. Inside the platform tools folder, once you open the CMD window, type in ADB reboot space bootloader and this will boot your phone to Fastboot mode. The process will only take a few seconds. So let's wait while that is happening. And our phone should now boot to the Fastboot mode in a matter of few seconds. So as you could see, our phone is now in the Fastboot mode. Just a minute, and let's now verify the Fastboot connection as well. So type in Fastboot devices and make sure you're getting a serial ID. If you're not getting ID, then you will have to install Fastboot drivers. I have made a guide and a video on that. You could refer to my guide or the video and make sure to install these Fastboot drivers on your PC. Once you have installed these drivers using the video or the guide, you could then verify the same from the CMD window. As you could see, you're getting a serial ID. Likewise, use the Windows X shortcut keys and select Device Manager. Then expand the Android phone section and make sure your phone is being shown as Android bootloader interface, as you can see from here. So this signifies that PC is able to read our phone in Fastboot mode and you could now execute Fastboot command. So let's now move ahead and now we have to unlock the bootloader on our phone. So for that, you just need to execute a single line of command. The command is fastboot, flashing, unlock and hit enter. You will now get a confirmation prompt on your phone. Use the volume key to select unlock the bootloader and hit the power key to confirm. Once that is done, your device will undergo a reset and after that, the bootloader will be unlocked. Then you might be able to boot it to the OS or in the Fastboot mode. If you have booted to the OS, then enable USB debugging and once again execute this command ADB reboot bootloader and you will back to Fastboot mode. Once in the Fastboot mode, make sure the device state is being shown as unlocked as you can see from here. So with this, our bootloader has been unlocked and let's now move over to the next step. So next up, we'll now have to download the boot image file for your phone. So the reason why I started my phone is I want to show you one thing. Please make sure to download the same boot.img file of the same firmware version which is currently installed on your phone. So in my case, I'm currently using the February 2023 patch build number. So I'll be installing the same firmware. So you could check out the firmware version from the about phone section. Let me just show you that as well. Let's boot our phone to the Fastboot. It does not matter that your phone should be on the latest firmware. What matters is that you should download the same firmware which is currently installed on your phone. It need not be on the latest version of the firmware. That's not an cause of any concern. Just make sure to download the same firmware which is there on your phone. So let's wait for our phone to boot up, and after boot up I'll show you the firmware version as well. So in the meantime, please make sure to only download the firmware from the official website, and you should always download the factory image. Never download the OTA image. When it comes to routing, it is highly recommended to only download the Fastboot image, the factory image, and you should not download the OTA image. And this is the official website for the Google from which you could download the factory image. And from the right hand side, you could refer to your phone. In my case, for example, I'll be using the Google Pixel 6a. So let me show you that this is the firmware version for my phone. And as of now, currently I'm on the February build. So just to verify the same, you could verify that as well by going to your phone, and from here go to the settings menu on your phone. From settings menu, you have to go to about phone, then scroll to the bottom and check out the build number. As you could see, it's TQ1A 230205. So it was released on the 5th of February 2023. And as you could see, this is the same firmware of the February build. So make sure to download the same firmware which is currently installed on your phone. Verify from the build number here and download the same. You have to download it by hitting the link icon. The flash will take you to the flash tool. We do not want that. Rather, just click on the link and it will download the firmware in a zip file. So let me show you. The firmware will be downloaded in a zip file. You have to extract it. Upon extraction, go to this folder, and upon extraction, you have to go to the images folder, extract the image folder, or just go to the image folder, and simply you have to extract the boot.img file from here. So extract the boot.img file and place it inside the platform tools folder on your PC. So this is the boot.img file which I extracted from here, from my firmware file, and placed it inside the platform tools folder, as you could see. So once that is done, you will now have to transfer this file to your phone. So let me show you that as well, and then we have to. So let's now transfer this file to our phone. So if your phone is not visible here, as you could see, then expand the notification section and expand the Android system. Then change the state from no data transfer to file transfer. And your phone should now be visible on your PC. As you can see, my phone is visible here. So let's copy the boot.img file which we have extracted from the firmware and simply paste it on your phone. You could paste it anywhere you want. The location does not matter. So simply let me paste the file over here. So this is the stock boot.img file. Apart from that, you will also need to download the Magisk file. So you could download the Magisk file from my guide. I have linked all the versions of the Magisk file in my guide. Let me show you once. As of now, I guess the version 25.2 is the latest build. You could also verify the changelog from the GitHub if you want, or download the APK file directly from my site as well. So this is the APK file. Just download it from here. And once you have done the download, you have to transfer the file to your phone as well. So let me just do that right away. Just a minute. So make sure to, it's the Magisk APK file. So let's copy it and transfer it to my phone. And once that is done, before moving ahead, let me show you my current status of my phone. It's not rooted, so I'm using the root checker app from Play Store. If I launch the app, as you could see, it's the Pixel 6a Android 13, and tap on verify root. You could see my phone is currently not rooted. So we will now root our phone and then show you the status after the process is complete. So make sure you have the stock boot.img file of the same firmware which you have, it is on your phone, and you have transferred the Magisk APK file. Once both these tasks are complete, let's now install the Magisk APK file. So launch any Files app on your phone, then install the Magisk app from there. So let's access the storage and install the Magisk app, then tap on install. And it should only take a few seconds to install the app. So let's wait for the time frame. And once the app is installed, we will then open the app and patch the boot.img file. It's only a matter of seconds for the app to get installed. So you could keep a track of the same from the bottom menu. I'm using the official Google Files by Google app. You could carry out this task using any file manager app of your choice. So anyway, let's wait for the time frame. In some cases, it might take a little bit longer, as you could see. So the app has now been installed. Just tap on open, and it will now launch the Magisk app. Now tap on install next to Magisk. Then select and patch a file. You now have to choose the extracted stock boot.img file which you have done from the firmware file, from the stock firmware onto our phone. So just select the boot.img file and then tap on let's go. Magisk will now patch this boot.img file, and it should only take a few seconds. So let's wait while that is happening. And after that, we will now have to boot our phone using this patch boot image file. So the file has been patched and it's there in the downloads folder, as you could see over here. So let's now directly access the download folder from our PC. So go to your phone's download directory and you now have to get hold of the stock.boot.img file. So just a minute, let me do that as well. And the name of the file is Magisk patch. So this is the Magisk file that we have got. So copy the Magisk patch from the download folder on your phone. So copy the file from here and simply paste it in the platform tools folder on your PC. So let me do that as well. So let's paste the platform Magisk patch boot.img file. For the ease of convenience, let's rename the file to Magisk patch boot. It will become easier to type in the CMD window. So let me Magisk underscore patch underscore boot, so that the complete name becomes Magisk patch boot.img. So with this, we have got the Magisk patch file, and you will now have to boot our phone to the fastboot mode. So for that, you just need to type in adb reboot bootloader and hit enter. So let's do so. You could also use the hardware key combination, but I always use the adb command because it's universally accepted across all the Android phones. So the best approach is to use the adb command as well, always. So let's wait for the phone to boot to fastboot mode. And as before, let me first verify the fastboot connection. So just type in fastboot devices and hit enter. If you are not getting ID, then I have told you before, you have to install the fastboot drivers via my linked guide or the video. Please do that and make sure you are getting the serial ID. Once you are getting this ID, you now have to boot your phone via the Magisk patch boot image file. Please never flash the file. Always first boot the file. So for that, type in fastboot boot and the name of the file, which in our case is Magisk patch boot.img. Make sure the name of the file accordingly, and it should be there in the platform tools folder directory, as you could see. So type in fastboot boot and name of the file, which in our case Magisk patch underscore boot.img, and hit enter. It will now send the patch boot file to our phone. So as I was telling you, please never directly flash the boot.img file. You should always first boot it and test if everything is working well and good. If everything is working well and good, then you could go ahead and permanently flash the file using the Magisk Direct Install. But you should never use the fastboot flash command, because if there's something wrong with the Magisk patch file, then it might send your phone in a boot loop or a break state. But if that happens currently, then a simple restart will remove the boot file, the patch boot file, and it will replace it with the stock boot image file. So it's the safest bet to use the boot command and never use the flash command. Anyways, as of now, our phone is now booted via the Magisk patch file, and we have attained a temporarily root. So let's now make the root permanent. So for that, launch the Magisk app, and then you have to tap on the install icon next to Magisk. So the first boot up could take a few times, so tap on install. So as you could see, currently we have installed the Magisk, but it's just for a one-time usage. We'll now have to make it permanent. So tap on install and then select direct install and tap on let's go. Magisk will now permanently flash the boot.img file onto your phone, and it will make the root permanent. So let's wait for the time frame. It's now repacking the boot.img file. This will then flash the boot.img file, and once the process has been completed, you will get a reboot button. So tap on reboot and your phone should now boot to the rooted OS. So as I was telling you, it should directly end up flashing the boot.img file, and if there's something wrong in the boot file, patch boot file, then your phone might get stuck in a boot loop or a break state. But if you're simply doing a fastboot boot using a wrong patch boot file, then your phone will simply be in a boot loop, and upon a subsequent restart, your phone will replace the patch boot by the stock boot image file, and your phone will boot to the OS without any issue. So it's the most safest approach, and you should always use the fastboot boot command and never use the fastboot flash command. So with this, our Magisk has now flashed the boot.img file, and our phone should be now permanently rooted. So just to let me show you, first and foremost, let me bring up the Magisk app onto my home screen, and if I now launch the app, you can verify the same that we have now attained permanent root. And just to show you the same, let me now launch the root checker app, and let's now tap on verify root. And you will now get a Magisk prompt. Tap on grant, and as you could see, our phone is now permanently rooted via Magisk on Android 13. So the steps are applicable across all the three Pixel 6 series, Pixel 6a, 6 and 6 Pro, and it's also valid on the latest Android 13 build. So guys, on that note, I round off this video. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section, and guys, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks. Thanks a lot for watching.